So the last few years for me have really been about going through this this sort of transformational journey. So one of the realizations that I had early on was I need to become a better version of myself. You know, I know that I can do this, but this would be a lot easier if I was a little bit better. Right? Everything will be easier if I'm a little bit stronger, a little bit more resilient, a little bit more educated, a little bit more open-minded, a little bit more relaxed. All of those things are going to play into it, you know. I started to see that accomplishing my goals professionally and becoming the best version of myself was actually the same thing. I couldn't accomplish the goals without becoming the best version of myself, and I couldn't be the best version of myself if I wasn't actually pursuing something that I was passionate about. So this has been a few different things for me. It's a second chance in my life and creating the life that not only that I want to live, but helping other people create the lives that they want to live too. And it's also a chance to become the best version of myself. You know, to realize the potential that I have, that all of us have, but to try to actually utilize that, to actually be the best version of myself. Had I not gone through some of those challenging experiences, I would never have been motivated to become the best version of myself. We're all resistant towards addressing our problems and actually taking responsibility for ourselves. It's actually very hard to do. To say, to say out loud or to yourself, just, I know that I am, to blame for this sort of behavior, and I'm going to take the responsibility for it and fix it. So most people, don't get motivated to that point. I guess I was, and now having the awareness of those things, not only the awareness, but the desire to correct them and the desire to grow. I found myself at certain points before I went through all of this, I wasn't growing anymore. I wasn't growing as a person. I wasn't growing intellectually. I wasn't growing musically. If anything, I was in a state of sort of personal atrophy. I felt like I was getting less motivated, physically weaker, less, musically inclined, less creative. Things just felt like they were getting kind of slowly sucked out of me. I didn't really feel like, I didn't feel alive, for one thing, to be able to experience life again and to be growing again as a person, to be getting better at things and instead of getting worse, becoming more self-aware, more resilient, stronger. I had completely lost track of all of that. It was as if I was waking up from a paralyzing nightmare where I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't take control of myself. I couldn't, I couldn't make decisions that benefited me or whatever. I couldn't pursue goals. I couldn't do anything. So I felt like all of a sudden I was waking up and I saw that, this is a second chance for me. And not only that, I'm motivated, I'm extremely motivated to be the best version of myself now. What I kept realizing over and over again was that it was really the mindset. So I knew early on that I was going to have to go through this transformation, that there would be difficult work to do all across the board, but that the future that I wanted existed on the other side of this transformation. And I didn't really know how long it would take. I didn't really know how to gauge if I was doing it correctly. How does someone just go through a personal transformation? So I tried some different things. Got into yoga and meditation, started exercising every day, started practicing again, started doing vision boards, writing down goals, reverse engineering goals, figuring out actionable steps, trying out different strategies, seeing if they succeed or fail. So I started thinking about it. I started moving in that direction. And really, even though I didn't really know what I was doing, I started to kind of feel my way just based on trying and not giving up. I'm going to try this. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. If it helps a little bit, that's great. If it doesn't do anything for me, then I'm going to try something else. And just continuing to try and pivot. So I always knew the intention. But didn't always know exactly how to get there, or what the formula would be, what the roadmap would be, or how long it would take me. And that was frustrating, especially not knowing how long. So you're sitting there, and this is dragging on for months. You're doing this hard work, and not gonna lie, it's hard. And you're wondering, how long do I have to do this? How long do I have to keep digging up these emotions or these painful memories? How long do I have to keep working on this until this heals, until I get better, until, how many things do I have to try until this business starts to work? So you're constantly doubting and wondering a little bit. There's always that voice in the back of your head that says, you're doing the wrong thing, or you're wasting your time, or you're not good enough, or who are you kidding, or whatever, any of that negative self-talk. You're managing that stuff while you're also doing the hard work, the hard introspective work, and you're wondering, how long do I have to keep doing this? Because it's hard. And I think the answer to that is you have to keep doing it until it starts to become easy. There's really no timetable. You're just going to have to keep working with all of that stuff until you find something that works. You do slowly over time. If you continue to show up and you continue to address this. And really, I should mention that if you're going through something like that, you should really reach out and get some help. I certainly did, from a number of different people and sources before doing this mostly on my own, but it's, I wasn't just doing it on my own. I had tried a bunch of different things. So I went into this with some knowledge of what I was up against. But the thing that ultimately worked for me, the thing that finally was the answer, was meditation. It's almost like you're nodding off to sleep, but you're still totally awake. Your brain relaxes, but your body is still awake and alert. It's like you can peer inside of your own head a little bit, and you can see what's in there, and you can kind of see where things might need a little bit of help. So if you find yourself in, a situation like that, where you're trying to improve some area of your life and you just can't seem to get things to happen, try meditation. It's no joke. It does take practice. Nothing is going to fix it instantly, unfortunately, but you can rewire your thought patterns and your thinking about things, and that will start to change your perspective on situations. You'll start to see solutions that you couldn't see before. You'll start to realize that the thing that you thought was totally impossible is actually not totally impossible at all. You just needed to look at it a different way. But there was another experience for me that was also very transformational and very important. Is that early on, when I had realized what I was kind of up against, I realized that I wanted to become the best version of myself. I realized that, there was things I wanted to do, but I didn't really have any clear picture of anything yet. And, I was still feeling, to be honest, I was feeling pretty broken, these ambitions, they seemed kind of like pipe dreams, So I didn't quite have the motivation that I needed yet. And I had this experience. I don't know quite how all these little kind of serendipitous little amazing moments started occurring with me and this person. It was as if I had already known this person, you know, for years and years and years. Like I had already had an entire lifetime with this person. Like this person was like my true love from a past life or a parallel universe or another dimension or something. It's weird because I felt it within me, you know. It wasn't like I felt that this person was throwing me the vibes. It was like this person was unlocking in me just the strangest feelings, like these old memories and feelings. And at first I thought, you know, that's just a coincidence. You know, you're just making this up. You know, these things don't really happen. This is all in your head. You're just creating this. And I would keep pushing it away. But then, you know, like something would happen, another weird little circumstance, coincidence, synchronicity, you know, would happen again, you know, and it would almost be like clockwork. As soon as I would convince myself that, no, this is just in your head, these things don't actually happen, you're just, you know, you've gone through some stuff, and you're just projecting this, and you're just creating this is just all you. And as soon as I would finish that thought, I would get smacked in the face with another coincidence. It's like there was this dormant emotional pull, this like emotional gravity towards this person. Like I didn't even know this was there, but after noticing it, like it was impossible to ignore. And it didn't feel like a normal like crush or like a normal like you know, like I think you're good looking or attractive sort of thing. And I was just kind of dumbfounded, to be honest. You know, it's like here I am in Nowheresville, Tennessee, having some sort of, you know, weird personal crisis, and who is this person? Who is this like amazing person? The best analogy I can come up with for explaining this is like, say I was an old castle, you know. So me as a person, you know, I'm this old castle, heavily fortified, all the doors are barred, all the windows are shut and boarded up. I've locked all the doors in the house, you know, and inside one room there's a little candle burning. You know, that's kind of how I was. You know, I was completely hardened and shut down, and there was just a tiny little flicker of life left in me. And it's like, here comes this person, and she just walks in and unlocks every door, opens up every window, turns on the lights, without even trying, mind you. Like, she's not trying to do this, but just like who she is this. There were doors that I had closed, I had slammed shut and nailed the door shut and put, you know, built up stone walls against it. And I wasn't able to open my own doors inside of myself. But here comes this person, you know, this sort of random person, and she's able to just instantly, effortlessly open up all of these doors and these places that I thought that I had lost. I thought that I had permanently lost those parts of myself. I was so floored that, hey, like, there's parts of me here that I didn't ever think I would get back, and they're just back. Like, what is happening here? Who is this person? You know, and like, what am I supposed to do here? I knew that I was predisposed to get anxious and do something stupid. I tried super hard to not do that. Oh man. But sometimes, you can't really help yourself. And let's be honest, in the end, I did fuck it up. I got super anxious and sent a compulsive text that said some weird blabber, but there was still something about this person. I was wholeheartedly convinced of that. I was suddenly, more myself than I had been for years and years. I started to see that I was still there, that the parts of me that I thought were gone were not gone. I was still there, and I could still be that person. In fact, I was still that person. There's no becoming something you already are. I still was that person, and I had mostly just forgotten who I was, So it was kind of a profound realization for me, and that triggered the intense desire that, well, hey, how far could I get if I keep working on this? It reminded me that there are things, that are worth living for. There are things worth trying for. There's more than just mediocrity. So that was my motivation. That's what actually motivated me to becoming the best version of myself. Once I had a glimpse of what it could be, there was no turning back.